Good morning, kids. Today we're talking about being transformed. That's just another word for changing, transformation, changing and being more like Jesus. That's what we get when we read the Bible, when we do the lessons here at church, when we talk to God, when we think about Him during the day, when we have that constant conversation with Him. The more we're in His presence, the more we should be changing. You hear me say it all the time. If you're coming to church and you're listening to these lessons and you're not doing anything, you're not changing. You're not letting God really change your life. And then you have to ask yourself, am I really trying to be a Christian? When you do the lessons, you talk to God, you go, okay, what I learned at church, I'm going to do that at school today with my friends. I'm not going to gossip, and I'm going to ask God to help me, and I'm going to see how it goes. That starts to change you. God works in your life, and He says, I want better for you. Not because He wants us to follow a bunch of silly rules. He wants us to have the best life possible. He created us. He knows how our hearts, our minds, our bodies, He knows how all that should work in the right way. So He says, if you listen to me, follow the rules in this book that I've given you, this Bible, you will have a better life, and it will start to transform you to look more and more like Jesus. The more we do that, the better friends we are, the better kids we are, the better we are to our parents, the better we are to our siblings, the better we are to strangers. Then the world starts to act better. The more we live like real Christians, and the more we let God transform us, the better the world is. So what I'm going to ask you today is, what needs change in your life? What really is going on that you need God to change it, to transform you? And I'm not talking about maybe a situation. I'm talking about something with you, something inside your heart or your mind, the way you're thinking about something or the way you're treating someone. So real specifically, what needs changed in you? And then maybe that will make a situation you're going through better, or change something that's happening in your life for the better. So I'll give you my example, or what I know still needs changed in my life. And that is just patience. It's patience with my family. It's patience with you guys sometimes. It's patience with my friends. Sometimes being a pastor, when I'm talking to people and I give them advice and I'm telling them how things can be better for them, and then they don't do it, I start to get upset sometimes. If I'm being honest, it makes me angry because I want to help them. But here's what God says. Here's what Jesus does for us. And here's what Jesus does for me. Me personally, Pastor Phil, I make all kinds of mistakes. I do things right sometimes, and then during the day I do things wrong. I don't do things God's way. And He doesn't get mad at me, and He doesn't just shut me down and stop working on me. He loves me through that. He still talks to my mind and my heart through His Holy Spirit and tells me to then do the right thing, and He encourages me. He has tons and tons of patience. He waits for me to do the right thing. And I want to be the same way. I want more patience so that when I'm pastoring people, when I'm pastoring you guys, and I ask you to do something and you aren't quite getting it, I want to have patience to keep praying for you and to love you, and to then watch as God transforms you through something that He's shown me. God is so good that way. So now, MC is going to take the mic around, and I just want you to be honest and admit something that you know needs transformed in your life, transformed by God, something that God needs to change in your heart or your mind. And we're just going to take a few minutes and do this, and then when we're done, we're going to have some worship time. So guys, I love you. Really think about this. Ask God right now what He wants you to share. I know we wrote this on the back of our pages in Connect Group, some of these things. You can share that item, or maybe there's more. If I'm honest with you, I have more than just patience that I want to transform, but that's the one I'm sharing with you today. So pick one and share it. Leaders, I want you to get involved in this the same. MC, get involved in this the same. As we speak these things out together, it helps us to, one, want to work on them. Two, it shows God that we're serious, that we really want to change these things. And three, it helps us as a church grow together and know the things that we need to pray for each other for, and the things that we need to work on, even the lessons that we choose and the things that we do come based on what we know your needs are. So guys, be open, be honest, share with each other, and then at the end, the MC is just going to pray for all these things that we want God to transform. Guys, I love you, and I'll see you next week.